Talking MLS alongside the former Columbus Crew striker Brian McBride and Columbus in particular. So there's some talk, we've heard this before, that they're not going to Austin and they're going to stay put. First of all, I don't think we're expecting confirmation either way for a while. But if they are to stay, how big a boost would it be for this franchise?
Well, I think it's a huge boost, not only from the franchise, but I think for soccer in general, for the community of Columbus. I know, and I experienced it firsthand, how important the Crew can be to the community. And I think the idea of keeping it in the city, the amount of impact a large group of people that put together Save the Crew had to make or help this possibly happen, you can't say enough. One in particular, ex-teammate, who's very much at the forefront with this group, Dante Washington, has been vocal from the get-go and has really put a lot of time in to try and help. And while nothing is done yet, I think it's very exciting for the community. I can tell you every single player that I've talked to that I was teammates with or that had played with the Crew are very set on trying to help support and make sure that the community itself and the city does not lose the heritage of what Columbus Crew soccer is.
There is clearly a passion among many, maybe not enough, but among many, to keep them where they are right now. But we've had this issue, we might have to decamp to Austin and change. Now, assuming that doesn't happen and they stay where they are, what needs to happen to this football club to ensure that it never happens again? We've seen with Kansas City, who became Sporting KC, and they moved stadiums and they rebranded.
Sure.
Something like that, does it need to be a better local TV deal? Because the rating isn't the best on the cable package that it's with. What needs to happen to Columbus Crew to ensure that there's never again a doubt about their future?
I think the biggest thing and the biggest impact has to be a local involvement. And when the Crew first started out, there was a huge amount of the community leaders that had an impact, a positive impact, to help and make sure the Columbus Crew not only was able to survive, but thrive. We built the stadium because of this. And I think after the stadium got built, they started to have a little drift with the community. And now I think they realize that. Everybody that's a part of Save the Crew, that's a part of the Crew outstanding community, basically people from outside looking in, realize, wait a second, we've lost our identity, which is the city, the people of the city. And I was there when the Blue Jackets just started up. And the amount of verve and energy in the whole community because of the amount of impact that local ownership had was, you can't speak enough of it. And I think that to move forward, you need to have a stadium in place. You need to make sure that it's in the right place for many different reasons. And then you have to have a community be involved and be a part of it.
I wouldn't hold your breath and wait for confirmation. As Brian said, it might not happen pretty quickly, but the signs are certainly looking pretty good for the Columbus Crew to stay where they are.